Hey, my Legion. How y'all doing today? I'm here today to review the newest version of Cook's Country, the one without Christopher Kimball. Now, if you remember, I did a video about Christopher Kimball leaving the show, and a whole bunch of baggage with that, and going to form his own mag, leaving Cook's Illustrated magazine, America's Test Kitchens, Cook's Country, and forming like his own thing, Milk Street Kitchens, and like the Milk Street Kitchens magazine. And I got so much, either people who were pro Christopher Kimball or against Christopher Kimball, a lot, and people who were pro Bridget Lancaster and Colleen Davison, and against Bridget Lancaster, Julie Colleen Davison. And I did a review of the new Cook's Country last year. I mean, a new America's Test Kitchen without last year. And I never got around to reviewing Cook's Country. I should probably do that. I mean, because I love PBS and the Create Channel. I think they have the best cooking shows on there. Because I remember Food Network had some really great cooking shows. They're not as, I don't know, I really don't watch Food Network anymore. It's not as fun. I mean, a lot of these cable channels I used to watch are not as fun anymore. I used to watch I used to watch Food Network, and also Discovery used to have like a cooking series that in the mornings, like Great Chefs New Orleans and stuff, or something like that. That was a great show too. And pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, all the good cooking shows are pretty much on PBS and Create, which is like PBS Plus, if you want to, but I mean, some of that's been around PBS for a while. I mean, all the good cooking shows are on there, in my opinion. Now, I've always been a fan of Cook's Country. I found out about that show later on from America's Test Kitchen. I was a big fan of that before Create came on, and then Cook's Country was like the other show that they did. But I don't think Cook's Country is ever on PBS, but it's always on Create, at least tonight, Wednesday night, which I'm going to review this and put up maybe Thursday or Friday. And like I said, Christopher Kimball's been gone for the show for a while, and then Bridget Lancaster, Julie and Colleen Davison are the hosts now, and they riff off each other. I mean, with Christopher Kimball, he's like a one guy show, do the stories and the jokes and interviewing the people when they're making the food and creating the banter and stuff like that. But they're like a two-person team, Julie and Bridget. And it starts off pretty much, I mean, with a different guy announcing, different music, and then when the credits roll, they have they play that, I think I'm Home from Hot Buttered Rum, if I'm not mistaken, the band. And they play, but they have like a different, well, they kind of have the same scenery, but that one house. And Cook's Country is a more laid-back show. It feels like you're watching all from this big house. Whereas America's Test Kitchen is pretty much in a kitchen location. And like I said, it starts off with the two girls, and usually with Christopher Kimball, he'd be in a rocking chair, but Julie Colleen Davison might be walking, they might sit on the porch. And there's like, they don't have the rocking chair there, they have like lounge furniture around the porch and stuff like that. And they show like a sweeping shot in there. You don't see the rocking chair as much, or at all, I don't think. And they basically tell the story. They go back and forth, and then they start the thing. And they have a new lady announcing it. I like the other guy announcing it better, but I mean, she's okay. And they have different cooks and stuff on there that I've seen before on the show. And they have like a different music. I like that. The other music was a little bit better. I mean, this is more like, I don't know, so wishy-washy music going in between the different things. But, I mean, the format's still the same, except it's Bridget Lancaster, Julie Colleen Davison taking turns or bantering together with a cooking segment, and then they're trying to tell jokes, and they didn't tell very many jokes when Christopher Kimball was there. And they still have my favorite thing is I like the taste testing, and it's still in front of a studio audience, which is cool. I do like that. And they were testing chocolate ice cream on there, and I like chocolate ice cream. I mean, I like it better than vanilla, but I think vanilla is really good on hot fudge sundae. Because the contrast between the hot fudge and the vanilla ice cream works really well. But I would love to see them review like sorbet or sherbet. That's my go-to over chocolate ice cream or vanilla. And I mean, it was really interesting still They didn't do the equipment testing like they usually do. But I still think, I mean, then they have like the cooking segment, the taste test, and then, they have like a little story before each story. I mean, it's still an interesting, fascinating show. It's still a good show. It's just not, Christopher Kimball's not on there. So, I mean, it might take some getting used to, but if you don't like Christopher Kimball, you'll love it. I mean, I still love the show, too. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's been a while. I always meant to do a review of Cook's Country. I kind of put it off, but I'm glad I did it now. So that's how the new Cook's Country is. And then they have like a different ending with the same wishy-washy music and stuff like that. I mean, it's a little more modernized. It's like modern day, where the other Cook's Country with Christopher Kimball will look a little more old-fashioned. And then with Christopher Kimball's one, they used to have behind-the-scene photos and stuff like that. These are just like some photos from the cookbook that go up and stuff during the ending credits. It's still a good show. 9.5 out of 10 for me. So I hope you like this. I don't know if you're pro Christopher Kimball or against him, or pro Julia and Bridget or against them. I mean, it's just like preference. I've heard people pro and con all three people. You know what I mean? So I hope you like this review. 9.5 out of 10 for the new Cook's Country without Christopher Kimball. So until next time, bye, please. Take care, my legion. Go. Oh, and thank you, Tim Sanders, made me a really cool thumbnail, buddy. Take care.